Welcome, Leo. This is your July 2025 forecast. And for you, this month, the most influential transits are going to be this Mercury retrograde starting on July 18th, and then also the new moon in Leo on July 24th. This is going to highlight your spiritual growth and development. So this is going to offer deep introspective moments for you that's going to support you expressing your soul's truth. And that's basically you aligning with the path and the purpose of why you came here to have this particular lifetime. So you're being guided to really honor those moments of reflection and reignite your path, your true calling during this new moon. And some of you can do that with any sacred practices that you do have, but you can also do that with just visioning, using that process and putting out into the universe and showing the universe what it is that you're desiring, and then working to stay in that vibration and on that frequency so that that is what can be returned to you, or something similar. Whatever the universe decides is the best for you will come back to you. Okay, so I want to look and see how you're feeling here. What's the focus for you this month? Okay, so yeah, you are raising your frequency, raising your consciousness. You're looking for new ways that you can expand and grow and develop yourself as well as your spirituality here. So there's also opportunity here for you to let go of things that aren't serving you. So that is going to be a focus for you this month. And we also have love here. So you may be deciding and working toward, with your partner or in your family unit or environment, working toward a path that incorporates more of you and your authentic self. And it may incorporate more spirituality as well, but you're just looking to make things a little easier for you and things to flow more easily and life to flow more easily at this time. Okay, so let's look at some challenges here. Okay, so your money. So you may have and find that as it relates to your budget, things are a little unbalanced. You may do a little more overspending in some particular area over another, or you may find an unexpected expense come up, just that you are feeling drained at work in some way. So this is absolutely tied to the work and effort that you're putting in. And this also, just bringing it back to the spiritual growth and development, you may find that that is a struggle for you, or just something that is taking a little bit of a longer process. So I'm even hearing that some of you feel like you should be farther along in on your path to enlightenment than what you are. And I'm hearing immediately that you are exactly where you need to be. You're at the perfect place for you at this moment in time. We also have the 8 of Cups here. And yeah, you may struggle with walking toward what fulfills you because of whatever reason. So it could be family, it could be your working environment, it could be friends. So there are some particular areas where you may feel it is having an impact on you and your growth here. And I'm hearing for some of you, this is relationships here. I'll just say that. You may feel that you are more spiritually advanced than your partner, or that you want to grow towards that, and for whatever reason they may not be as spiritually advanced, or they may not be into that or into growing in that way. And we're all always growing and expanding. It's just that it may happen a little easier for others, and it may be that others, some of us recognize what's happening. We're recognizing that we are in this matrix and we're having a human experience, and there's purpose and reason to all of our experiences, and it is to help us grow and come back to our authentic self. So your partner may not have those particular ideas. They may not have come into that realization yet, and it could be also you starting to come into that realization and learning more and more. But you may find that contrast coming up for you. You may be a little confused about it. You may not be sure how to feel about it. You may be like, oh, well, it's safe to stay in my comfort zone. It's safe to stay in the matrix. And, you know, you may not be wanting to expand your mind to that speed and that length just yet. And there is no wrong choice. There is no wrong way to be. You are perfect exactly as you are. So there's no worries about where you are in your journey. We also have the 5 of coins here. So you could also be focusing very much on material things in the material world, and your finances or your coins, or just matters of the material world. For some of you, this is even like way too focused on your relationship or friendships, partnerships, things like that. So it's really just like that energy and where it's placed, and you needing to create more balance as it relates to your spiritual growth and development with the external 3D world as well. So there's some balance that is going to come up for you as an issue, something that you need to work on. So we have you on the road to success. That is and we also have the elephant with the long journey that will leave you wiser at the end. So these coming out as challenges are showing that you going on that journey is a journey, and it is taking you the entire lifetime, which is typical, and that's why we have the entire lifetime. Okay, so there's no negativity there. That is just confirmation to you that, yeah, you don't have to have all this figured out. You don't have to come down on yourself. You don't have to judge yourself because you don't have it all figured out, because you are still wondering and exploring and trying to understand like what all this means, and how can I incorporate my new sense of self and my authentic self into my everyday day-to-day life and activities. How do I share this information with my partner? How do I share this with friends and family? How do I share this with the community or the world? That is your journey. That is for you to decide and to figure out and to explore and to be creative with and to experiment with. Okay? So let's look at underlying issues. Okay, so there may be some family dynamics that are coming up here and showing up as a cause of worry or concern for you, and that could play out in many different ways. It could be like unsupportive family members or partners, or what else? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing immediately offhand, so we're going to stick with that. And if anything else comes up, I'll talk about it here. But we also have the work coming through here. And as an underlying focus, there may be something related to your work. And this also came out for Virgo, that you may struggle with how much to share. And it could be in your working environment, or it could be because you have a certain position or title, or just, you may work within a company that doesn't, that frowns upon certain particular things that you share on social media. Okay, so it could be that type of situation, or it could be like juggling the responsibilities or balancing things, or even you doing work that doesn't make you feel fulfilled and that doesn't align with your true calling and the purpose why you came here. I know for me that working in the 9-to-5 matrix type of world, like I always looked for positions that would help me to grow as well help me help others, right? Help me to reach others in some way, providing a particular product or service that is beneficial and it's helpful to others. So you could be looking for that meaningful type of work, and you could be sort of balancing and figuring out, like, am I providing value to the world through this job? Is this for me? So those may be some things that you're thinking about at the root of what's going on here and where you're going. So let's look at your beliefs here. So we have the 4 of Cups here coming up in your beliefs. Okay, so you may also be over analyzing things a little bit. Okay, so yeah, and I'm even going to say it. I'm hearing some of you may not be as appreciative as you can be at this time for everything you've accomplished, for your family, for your partner, for the things that you have, for how far you've come. So there's so many things you can be grateful and appreciative. And I'm hearing that some of you need to be appreciative just because you exist. And that's it. You're here. And that's a miracle. And that's a blessing in and of itself. So you're being guided to really go to that level. And if you need to, just be appreciative, period. End of statement. Okay, then that's what you're being guided, to do. But you being appreciative of everything you have, everything that you are, and everything surrounding you is helping to connect with that abundance, those opportunities, that inspiration. It's going to put you in that energy where you're able to visualize and see those things coming to you. Okay, so when you are in this state of worry, anxiety, fear, thinking about the past, focusing on the future, you can't. This person really can. It may look like they can see the cup, but they can't see the cup. She's so worried about just the past or things going on or what she lost here. You can't even see what's being offered to you. You can't even see the blessings surrounding you and around you when you're focused on the past or the future, as opposed to being focused in the present moment and centering yourself and grounding yourself in the present moment. Okay? So, let's look at outside environment here. Oh no, we're actually going to look at the mask that you're wearing here. So we have the Hierophant. So you may, okay. All right, this is what I'm hearing. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be laughing here, but some of you, it's like you may be thinking that and expressing yourself in a way that is like, I don't want to say I know everything, but that is what I'm hearing. So I have to be honest and I have to just communicate the messages that I'm hearing. But some of you could be a little more humble. You could be a little more understanding and open to more knowledge and wisdom. Because what I'm hearing is some of you think that you know what there is to know, but there's so much more. And it's like you're presenting yourself as someone that knows a lot, and anyone knows something knows that they know nothing at all. And I think it was like Erykah Badu that said that quote, and I don't know if it was an original quote from her, but was it Erykah Badu? Thinking of that song On and On. I think it is Erykah Badu that said that. So I always thought like that was an amazing line that is so very true. So it's like the more you know you don't know, basically. So this is just inviting you to get into that energy of just opening yourself up to the wisdom and knowledge that is available, and not being so rigid and not being so structured and not being like trying to force individuals to feel a certain way or to be a certain way or to have a particular outcome. Okay, so does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know, of course. Let's see what else we have in the outside environment. Okay, so things may come to a head and you may be forced to let go of some things that aren't serving you, or some individuals that aren't providing any value, that aren't aligned with who you are. Okay, so it may come to a head. You may be forced in some way to let them go, to let it go, so that you can focus on the present moment and your energy in the present moment. Because I feel like this is a little bit of chaos and drama surrounding you. This is all external environment, and there needs to be this release that happens and surrender. Okay? But there's absolutely, and it could be like a lot of back and forth, a lot of mental anguish going on here. So it's not just physical things that are happening, it's also like mental anguish and pain and struggle and strife. And again, this may not be for everyone, so just take what resonates, but there may be opportunity that you'll recognize externally from others that, okay, yeah, it's a lot going on here. Everybody's on edge, or everybody has things that they're working through and going through, and you may be thinking in terms of how can I support myself as well as support others during this time. Okay, so let's see what else is in the outside environment. Inspiration. So that is so wonderful. Thank you so much, because we're talking about like, yeah, there's a little bit of drama in the environment, but then there's also inspiration in the environment. So it's inspiring to see that how calm, how collected, how wise you are in those moments when you do encounter that type of energy. So it's inspiring to you. It's going to create inspiration, so you can take advantage of it or not. So that'll be your choice on how you deal with things. And I see like specifically like you may encounter individuals or just your partner or your family in your family who just, like I said, maybe going through some things and they may not have the best attitude or energy at the time. But again, that is your inspiration. That's going to inspire you to continue to grow and develop spiritually and connect with the higher self version of that person, and that person being whole, complete as their higher self. You're being guided to connect with that version. Okay, so that'll help you to process things and to know that, yeah, it's not many times about you. It's about the things that they are going through. It's about the triggers that you may represent to them that they need to work through. So I'm hearing forgiveness is going to be important to you as well. So you may get inspired to forgive and to let go of things. Okay. So let's look at guidance here. Okay. So we do have some vices that may come up. So there may be opportunity for you to look at some things that you're doing that aren't as healthy for you, that aren't really benefiting you or helping you, and let those things go little by little, as much as you can do, as much as you're comfortable with doing. This is not necessarily saying like cold turkey, just drop everything. Now, obviously, if it's hurtful to you, if it's something that is dangerous, yes, of course, obviously. And you would need to do that with a medical professional's help, okay? But the smaller things, like say, if you want to get healthier, you don't want to, eat as much junk food or something. Let's use that as an example. Cutting down little by little is the move. That would be a plan for you. That's going to be beneficial to you, because this devil, to me, that typically means that you can do things at your pace, and the more you do, the better outcome you're going to have. So if you are able to cold turkey and you're fine with that, cutting out all junk food, and you're okay with that and you feel comfortable and feel good about that, then do it. Absolutely awesome. If not, then do what you can do. Maybe only eat junk food, once a week, or allow yourself to have a snack, every couple of days or something. Whatever it is, whatever works for you. But that's what I mean by just doing things little by little. And that is also going to have a significant benefit to you, because it's starting the process. You have to start somewhere. Okay, so what else do we have? So we also have the Two of Coins. So you do have a lot of decisions to make here, and also not allowing yourself to get overwhelmed by so many options, so many decisions. And even if we're just thinking about one area of like, okay, what can I cut out so that I can focus on being more aligned with my authentic self and continuing to grow and develop spiritually? What all do I need to do? So you may come up with a list of, 5 things or 10 things that you want to do, and you want to adjust and change. But this is just a lot going on here. And again, you're being guided to really narrow your focus. So maybe there's 1 or 2 top things on that list that you know are going to give you the most value. So focus on those things first. Okay, so don't overwhelm yourself. Don't create a situation or scenario where it's overwhelming and it's too much to do at one time. So you only do it for like 2 days and then you're done with it. You're like, I'm over this. Yeah, no, don't do that. Really focus. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying that you're being guided against that and to take a more reasonable, practical approach, basically. Okay. I don't want to sound like I'm all bossy, like, but, you know, I do want to at least try to get their messages through to you. So, all right, so we have this Aries energy. So just pay attention if you are recognizing any of these energies come up within you, like being petty, being argumentative, being impatient, arrogant, impulsive, controlling, materialistic. I mean, I think we covered some of these earlier here. So if you do recognize any of these energies that come up, you'll know immediately, like, okay, this is just energy that I don't prefer to connect with, and you can adjust at that moment in time. Okay, so we also have impulsive behaviors and actions, maybe leading to burnout or roadblocks. It's coming up here again as far as just recognizing when some of these more unhelpful masculine energies are coming out. It's going to be important for you to recognize that and adjust course. So let's look at some outcomes here. So we have the Hermit. We have you going within, connecting with your intuition. So that may also help you to manage your emotions and regulate your emotions and regulate the thoughts that are coming out, the energies, like that ego part of you that's trying to keep you safe, that's trying to force you to try to force others into particular outcomes or expectations. So yeah, when that ego is coming out, take time, take a moment, take a breather, relax, release, allow yourself that time to replenish your soul and gain clarity and perspective on things before you make a decision. All right, so we also have the 4 of coins here. All right, so also you may need to decide between your spiritual path, your spiritual growth, and your business ventures, your quest for money and material things. And I don't mean to say that you need to decide between that, but you may need to create balance there, okay? Because you can have both. And it's actually wonderful to have both, but you may find that it's a little unbalanced at this time. So we do see juggling too many things here that, yeah, there may just be too many options here. So you are being guided. It is coming up here again as an outcome to try to balance things as much as you can. And I'm also hearing balancing not just your spiritual efforts versus your 3D material efforts, but also just balancing things from a masculine, divine masculine and divine feminine perspective as well. So allowing yourself to be assertive, to be a go-getter, to be a strong leader, but also allowing yourself to be kind, to be gentle, to be understanding, to be empathetic, to be compassionate, to be patient. Okay? So you may also want to look at creating that balance in that way as well. So let's see what else we have here. So we have harmony. I love that because to me that is balance and harmony. It's all tied in together. So that is wonderful. That comes out as a confirmation that balance is going to be key, and you are creating harmony as a part of that process. This is you working towards what fulfills you and creating the environment that allows you to be in that state of fulfillment so that you can receive more and more blessings and abundance. Okay, so we also have you removing obstacles in an emotionally intelligent way, working through issues and resolving issues, and having empathy and compassion as a part of that process, as well as forgiveness. So don't forget about forgiveness, okay? And that's forgiving others as well as forgiving yourself. What else do we have? So we have love, unconditional love. Practice that. And we talked about, I believe it was this reading, if not, I'll say it again, connecting with the higher self version of anyone that you're coming into contact with is a good practice anyway, but sometimes it is difficult to do that based off of the energy they're giving us, but that is going to also be the key for you, really connecting from your heart space, from your heart chakra, with the higher self version of others. Okay, let's see, we have freedom here. Wonderful. Working towards the freedom. And this is, I feel like, from a career perspective, you working towards and doing more things that you love and making choices that allow you to incorporate more things that you love within your career environment, so that you are able to create and continue to build generational wealth and your legacy. But also freedom as a spiritual being, as your true authentic self, and continuing to grow and develop your spirituality and come back to your whole complete self. This is you on that path, on that journey. Let's get one more here. So we have rebirth. Wonderful. Wonderful, because that is a part of this entire process, and that pretty much explains what we have going on here with letting go of the old, allowing the new to come towards you, and deciding what that's going to look like. All right, Leo, so those are the messages I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful month.